Should you play competitive in Marvel Rivals? This comes from someone who has currently 11.6 hours in competitive. I'm Silver 1. I've played 64 matches and I have 29 wins. I'm also on console, so that experience is going to be different than, say, the competitive experience on PC. I always find that it's easier to aim accurately with a mouse and keyboard on PC than it is a controller on console. So take that for what you will. This is just my own experience, my own personal opinion. So if you haven't touched comp yet, you sort of know what you're getting yourself into. The overall experience in competitive has not been bad, but it's also not the best competitive experience that I've had in a game, at least in recent memory. Now, that's to be expected. This game only released 7 days ago, so with it being this early in its lifespan, there's bound to be some roughness around the edges, and there's bound to be some changes to the comp system and just the game system as a whole as the story goes forward and as the game goes forward. That being said, the competitive experience is, I think, much different than the quick play experience, which isn't a bad thing, but it's something to note. If you've only played quick play so far, you might find that games are just really fun, really relaxed, you get a lot of kills, and you seem to maybe win quite frequently. And that's been my experience so far in quick play. In competitive, the experience has kind of been the opposite. As you can tell by my amount of wins to my amount of matches played, I've lost more matches than I've won. And it feels that way. It feels like it's not as much of a competitive game, if that makes sense. A lot of those losses, I feel, are attributed to the team composition. And I know this is something that you might be tired of hearing about and something that a lot of people have different opinions on, but seeing as this is only my own experience I can talk about, this is the experience that I have had. The majority of the games that I have won are due to my team having 2 Vanguards, tanks, 2 duelists, and 2 supports, 2 healers. Whereas the other team in those matches either aren't balanced like that, or they are balanced like that, and it's a much more fun game because it's actually tense. There's an actual game going on here. It's not one team just steamrolling over the other team. And that's the experience I've had when the opposite is true. When my team is equally balanced with 2, 2, and 2, and the other team is not, I find that we just steamroll over them 90% of the time, and vice versa. When my team is not 2, 2, and 2, and the other team is, I find that we are steamrolled 99% of the time. And that's not fun. And that's very frustrating. One of the reasons that I've seen people say that there shouldn't be role queue, I don't think there should be role queue in quick play, but I do believe there should be role queue for comp. One of the reasons that I've seen people say there shouldn't be quick play is because of the team up feature in this game. And on paper, I get where that's coming from, but once you play the game for almost 30 hours total, you realize that while the team ups are really cool and can give you a nice damage boost or a health boost, they're not all that essential. But also, you realize that a lot of the big team-ups and a lot of the main team-ups aren't within the same class. So even with the role queue of 2, 2, and 2, like for example, the one with Iron Fist and Luna Snow, or the one with Cloak and Dagger and Moon Knight, or Scarlet Witch and Magneto. Those are different classes team-ups. Duelist and strategist, duelist and tank. Now, there are team-ups where you have 2 of the same class, but even then, you have the option to do 2 of the same class. But obviously, they're not going to be adding role queue next week. They're not going to be adding role queue, if they ever do, probably not even next season. So what can we do to make the comp experience more fun, more enjoyable, and easier so we can rank up to at least that gold 3 rank to get the Moon Knight skin, which is my current goal? Well, I think it's as simple as going into quick play and learning at least 1 hero from each role. Learn 1 tank Vanguard in this game, learn 1 duelist, and learn 1 strategist. But I beg, if you are learning a strategist, do not learn Rocket Raccoon. If you are going into competitive, if you are going to play a strategist, play anyone other than Rocket Raccoon. People might disagree with me. I don't know. I honestly don't know people's opinions on this character, but I think Rocket Raccoon is the worst hero in the game. And whenever I see him on my team as a strategist, I audibly groan, and we lose the match because I don't think he's a great healer at all. So please, 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 please choose any other strategist other than Rocket, and we'll have a much better time. And that's what I'm doing. I main duelist, but I'm learning some strategists. I'm learning Luna Snow. I'm really enjoying Luna Snow. I'm really liking Loki. And on the tank side, which is my personal worst class right now, I'm learning characters like Groot, Penny, and Venom. That way, when I get into comp and there is the inevitable Insta-log duelists, I can still go a tank or a strategist to try to balance out our team. And that way, if I interlock a third duelist, I'm not forcing someone to be healer who might not want to be healer, and more importantly, might not know how to be a healer. And that's also a big reason why role queue, I think, should be in this game. People who role queue for strategist or for vanguard most of the time, want to play that class, and most of the time know how to play that class. And that's what's most important. Yes, the queue times are going to be longer for people who are only queuing duelists, and that's okay. This is competitive. In quick play, no role queue, you'll get a game still as smooth as butter, as fast as possible like we currently have. But in comp, I think it's fine if we wait a little longer for a more balanced team and a more fun experience. Being forced to play a class that you don't know and don't enjoy is not fun for anybody. It's not fun for the people playing that class, and it's not fun for their team because they have someone on their team that doesn't know how to play that class, which is ultimately hurting the whole team. You shouldn't be forced to be learning a class or a character in competitive. That should be in quick play. In competitive, you should be playing the characters you know. Now, I know people who only know one character in this game so far. They only main one character. So that is not on the issue of the game. That's not the dev issue. That's not a role queue issue. That is just a player issue. I highly recommend that if you only know one character, learn some more, please. You're only going to help yourself and your team and your rank. But I strongly believe that role queue should be added into comp. It'll make everyone's experience that much better and that much more fun. And if you don't want role queue, if you don't enjoy role queue, and if you want quicker load times, play quick play. Now, this is only season 1. Like I said in the beginning, I'm sure the competitive experience will change, will improve, will get better as the seasons go on, and as I learn more characters, and as other people learn more characters in this game. Is it worth it to try to rank up to gold to get the Moon Knight skin? Yeah, I think so. I got through bronze really quickly, and I got through silver 3 really fast as well. Silver 2 took me a little longer to get through it. I'm currently stuck in silver 1. I was 1 game away from silver 1 and then lost 5 games in a row. So now I'm still in silver 1 trying to get to gold 3 for that Moon Knight skin. But overall, as long as you, I think, know this game pretty well, and as long as you have at least one, I don't want to say main, have an understanding of at least one character in each class, I think it's worth it. I still think you should go in expecting to lose more games than you win. However, because of the shield that they have that causes you to not lose a certain amount of rank rating with some losses, that doesn't mean you're going to completely derank. You can still make progress and rank up while having more losses than wins. And I think that's a great system and should hopefully continue for a little while, at least until ranked and competitive has been smoothed out slightly more. What do you think? What has your experience been in competitive and Marvel Rivals? Let me know in the comments down below, and let me know if you agree or disagree with my take about role queue and why. Make sure to be civil in the comments too. We all have our own opinion. That's totally okay. I want to hear what it is, and we should be able to have a civil discussion about it. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you next time.